All
Hello.
right. Hi, how are you, George?
Good. Yourself?
Good, thanks. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
My name is Terry at Holding Your Space, and I'm so pleased to have George here with me. Do you want to go by George or Reverend Sims, or
Well,
what would you
all my
prefer?
friends, and I consider everybody my friends, is my nickname is Shri, S-R-I. They just call me
Oh,
Shri, yeah.
is that also a mantra?
Mantra, it would be we start all teachings and exhibitions by balancing. And if you would put your left hand up and index fingertip in the center of the left hand. That is a green rectangular balancing healing crystal. And the words are Om Ti Ja Ti,
Om Ti Jati,
Tula Tula Tula,
Tula Tula Tula,
times 9
times 9
to the 72nd power.
to the 72nd power.
Now reverse it. Om Ti Ja Ti,
Om Ti Jati,
times 9.
times 9.
Excuse me. Om Ti Ja Ti, Tula Tula Tula,
Tula tula tula. Om tijati tula tula tula.
times 9
Times 9
to the 72nd power.
to the
And then
72nd
together,
power.
Om Tijati,
Om tijati
Tula Tula Tula,
tula tula tula.
times 9 to the 72nd power.
Times 9 to the 72nd power.
Take a deep breath. Good thing. How you
Beautiful.
feel?
Thank
Start all
you.
your meditations with Tula Tula Tula. Tula 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 simply means balance, balance, balance.
I
And
love that.
Om Tijati means activate. So activate the balance system, and our spacesuit, so to speak, uh, follows the command to balance. So basically, overall, you're balanced alpha and balanced omega, all systems in check, so to speak.
Well, I need that for sure. Hi, Judith. Great to see you here. Welcome, everybody. George, I'm just so excited to have you here because you have such a wealth of knowledge and wisdom about so many different healing modalities. So I don't know if you want to go into that today or,
Sure,
um,
let's talk a little bit about it.
okay.
Uh, I am one to not stick to any one path. You know, everything has a beginning, middle, and end. Each path does too. So why not partake of all the different modalities rather than keep yourself pigeonholed in one specific modality? For you guys that are thinking of becoming or are holistic healers, the more you have in your healing toolbox, the better off you are to serve, our fellow human beings and animal creatures. So my experiences in acupressure or shiatsu, it's in Christ healing techniques. That's where I started. How did Christ do what he did? Cherokee healing techniques, uh, American healing techniques, which I've learned from, well, actually, three of my Native American teachers were one was Harley Swift Deer, who was a Cherokee shaman. Then there's Archie Lame Deer, who's a Sioux shaman, and a gentleman that out of Kansas City, no longer on the planet. By the way, all three are on the other side, but they're alive and well on the other side. Um, War Eagle, that's all I ever known him by was War Eagle. So what I'm going to show you today is a culmination of Native American teachings that probably go back 12,000 years or longer, and they were aware of certain scientific truths that we are still becoming to understand in this day and time. But you have to look at it this way: everybody has to find their truth in their own way. My truth is that I'm from Missouri. You got to show me, and I figure everybody else is like that too. I can talk for days, but how do I feel and how do I experience it? That's why I asked you guys to balance yourselves so that you can better clearly understand what the teachings that you'll be receiving today.
Great. I love it. So, if everybody would like to, I think you're going to balance this to start today off with. Is that
Yeah,
right?
that was the balance, the Tula, Tula, Tula. For those
Oh,
that are late, we can do it again.
oh no. Well, it's always good. More is always good, right? Just like
Yeah,
show me.
yeah,
That's
exactly,
my motto.
exactly. So we can do it. It's real quick. Let's do it one more time.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
work double balance.
Okay.
Left palm up, index finger in the center of the left palm. Om Ti Jati,
Om Ti Jati,
Tula, Tula,
Tula
Tula,
Tula Tula,
times 9
times 9
to the 72nd power.
to the 72nd power.
Reverse it. Om Ti Jati,
Om Ti Jati,
Tula, Tula, Tula,
Tula Tula Tula,
times 9 to the
times,
72nd power.
times 9 to the 72nd power.
Om Ti Jati,
Om Ti Jati,
Tula, Tula, Tula,
Tula Tula Tula,
times 9 to the 72nd power.
times 9.
Before you separate your hands, notice what your hands are feeling, what your fingertips are experiencing. This is
Others.
a balanced energy. This is you in energetic balance right now. You've got to remember we're electrical creatures. Each of us, at the moment that we sit here, each and every moment, we're putting out 100 watts of energy.
How many watts?
100.
Oh,
Everything about the world we're in is electrified. And if it's electric, it's magnetized, which is how the Native American doctors or shamans were able to relieve the pain of those that were suffering pains in the tribe. You know, say a kid fell and broke his arm, he's going to be in pain. He can set the bone, but how do you relieve the pain? And they did it through electromagnetic attraction using white crystal medicine. I'll show your audience white crystal medicine. This is a crystal generator, basically, and all a generator has to have is one complete 72 144 degree triangle. And all crystals have a triangle. They're just trying to express on each side that angle. This is probably the closest one, if you can see it. It's kind of hard to see it.
I can see it.
Okay. We are also made in this sacred triangle. And when we touch these, of course, we're connecting our energy with an amplifier. I'm going to back step one step back. If you're in a good mood, pick up the crystal. If you're in a bad mood, don't pick up the crystal. It is neutral. It will amplify any mood that you're in.
Oh,
So when you go to a crystal store, don't go in there and pick up every crystal. Stand back and look at it. Whatever feels good. Get a piece of paper and just put it around the crystal and pick it up and see how it feels that way. Who knows how many people have touched that crystal? Crystals absorb energy and amplify energy inherently. We are this marvelous receptor of a human. The closest thing that the computer can be is like the human. That's how cool we are. That's how great we're made. All of us, each of us, have the power to be a healer. Christ said it, and he was absolutely right about it. You can do the same things I can do. All the things that he did, you can do. It's just a matter of somebody putting out the field guide and the right words to put together, or codes to put together to do the healing. So there is a system. There is a logical field guide, and the Cherokees found it in electromagnetic attraction and repulsion. So there is a family of crystals. You have to understand the energies of, say, for example, this is a Cherokee takeout. This is the tip, top end. This is the bottom end. Notice that there's no tip. It's just one slice. Well, you can consider this a tip. This is known as a takeout. Okay.
Oh, I was just going to ask, and it matters how many facets are on the top. Is that right?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And not facets, but the actual tip. How many lines? Let me give you an example. This is a put-in crystal. Okay.
Wow.
It is a center point, half white, half clear. It can be used for healing, used for putting in protons. If I were to turn it this way, and we'll cut in a close-up, you will notice that there are 6 lines that go
Yeah.
to the very tip. This is a put-in. That's how you identify a put-in. It has 6 lines pointed right at you. Notice that the takeout only has the one to create the tip. Just this one line.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you look at it this way, now the difference is very obvious. One's a blade, one's a point.
So, which is more powerful, or do they have different reasons for using either one?
Neither one, they're neutral. They don't have the power.
Uh,
This is the primary rule. The human being is the controller of the power. You determine what power goes in, you determine what power comes out. You determine what protons go in, you determine what electrons go out. Based on a scientific method of use, using the body as the instrument of the healing. Pain in the Cherokee world, in the Native American world, in the Sioux world, is due to an excess of electrons within the tsubo. Tsubo is a well of energy within our body. If you study anything about acupuncture, acupressure, they're talking about the tsubos, wells of energy. Well,
yeah.
the human body is a sponge. We're a sponge for all kinds of energies. Primarily with the mass consciousness, we pick up a ton of electrons. First place we get them is right across here, the shoulders, because they act as a shell. They're invisible, but they have weight. And
Yeah.
they build up. The more you're stressed out, the more you put out positive energies to get away from the stress. Positive is attracting more stress unless you get those initial excess electrons out of those tsubbos.
And
For the shoulders, it's just a matter of doing this, getting the kinks out before you meditate. Those pops that you hear is a release of electrons. Okay, one of the reasons that you hear it.
so that's very similar in the Vedas, right? In Ayurveda, they talk a lot about that, your energy.
Yes, it's a chi thing when it comes to the Vedas. Prana Shakti Chi. Perfect wake up in the morning for those of you that have a problem getting going in the morning. One of your meditations after you balance or charge up is a simple Om Ti Jati, which means activate. Prana, which is the sacred breath. Shakti, which is the feminine energies of power and bliss. Chi, which is the masculine powers. And then you top it off with a vibrational frequency so that you don't have to sit down and do 10,000 repetitions of this mantra, where when you have something else you need to do. We can do the mantras as we're doing something else. That's mantra as you work instead of whistling as you work. So
And I
once
love,
you Mhm.
oh, I was just going to say, I love that you do the times seven or times nine or times a million, and your premise behind that. Would you just explain that to everybody with the mantras?
We are vibrating at certain frequencies. In the old school of doing mantra, you have to do 108 at least before you begin to feel or experience the effects of the mantra. In many mantras that we are very interested in, you may have to do 5,000, 100,000 before you even get close to feeling the effects. Whereas if you use this wonderful creature, which we call brain, half a brain, when we start using the other half of the brain, we can accept higher vibrational frequencies of energy. And we are deciding by just thinking about the energies what to amplify, the mantra. And the body reciprocates so that you begin to feel the mantra. A perfect example, okay, we'll do this 6 repetitions. Bliss mantra. Om Tijati. Nirvana Shakti Chi times 9 to the 72nd power. Om Tijati Nirvana Shakti Chi times 9 to the 72nd power. Om Tijati Nirvana Shakti Chi times 9 to the 72nd power. Do it 3 more times.
Om Tijati. What is it? Om Tijati.
Nirvana.
Nirvana. The
Shakti.
72nd. Shakti to the 72nd power.
Right.
Okay.
You feel a little happier?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you connected.
Yeah. And Maruta says you just do the math.
Do the
exactly.
math.
Exactly.
Yeah, do the math, And I can't even say it, but it's septillion times. And the brain is that good to go, oh, it's going that fast and it's introducing those mantras. To show you that it works, put your fingers up and just do that. What are you feeling in your head?
I can feel that energy. I can feel it. It tingles.
That's you. That's nirvana. That's bliss. You did not have to sit in an ashram for all your life to experience nirvana. Nobody told us. And now the info's on the planet. And we can begin to really experience the power of mantra, all the different powers, because there's unlimited experiences, energies and experiences based upon the sensing power of the individual. And all of us have tremendous sensing powers. We have just not learned how to use the fact and realize the fact that we are what the Vedas call the marginal potency of the divine. Think about that. The human being is the marginal potency of the divine. So you have all the powers of Great Spirit. You have all the powers of your brother Christ and hundreds of other healers in different faiths with their methods. Electromagnetics is a quick heal. You use the takeout or the blade to take out electrons, only held in the left hand, whether you're female or male. And you touch above the pain and you use a staccato inhalation going down that pain area from top down and taking it out, path of least resistance out, the leg, the feet, if it's up in the shoulders, take it out of the hands, take it out through the hands. Once you got the pain here, you hold the breath. You hold the breath, the pain stays, the electron stays here. How it works scientifically, inhalation, holding it in the left hand, turns this to positive. It's collecting the electrons that you're going past, as long as you don't exhale. When you get out of the body area, then you exhale, and you exhale by putting the right hand over the left hand and away from the body and away from any path that anybody would walk in, and then exhale. And that will put the electrons back into the earth, because the earth is positive. If they get a flow of electrons, the earth's going to collect them all, and all those electrons are going to go back into Mother Earth.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's the native. Now, here's the amazing thing. If you have anything close to a center pointed crystal, preferably a white, at least half of it being white, like the base of this crystal is a center point. It's kind of large for a healing tool, but just as an example, only hold the proton collector and projector in the right hand, male or female. Face the south. Drop the hands. Let's see if I can do this and you can see it. My hand is going to be dropped. Here's the crystal. And you face the south and inhale and hold the breath and raise the crystal like this. And hold it. And then you go to the area where there was the pain and release the protons, which is through exhalation. Staccato exhalation. Protons come out like this until you're out of breath, and usually goes back into the areas where there are excess electrons. It replaces those evacuated electrons with protons, the charged energy for healing and rejuvenation and regeneration. That's how the natives worked with handling pain.
Judith is asking, is that the why standing barefoot outside in the ground feels so good?
Well, yeah, Mother Earth, when you say nirvana, you say connect to Mother Earth. Basically, there is a dimension that we live in that in certain states of consciousness, this is paradise. You can amp yourself up to be able to see another aspect of Mother Earth from a different dimensional level, like a rainbow dimensional level, okay? And you're seeing like amplified rainbows and the exciting feeling that you receive just from the color of that type of light. You can generate that within your own person under the control of you, and you have to be wise about it. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to do it too fast. You don't want to do it too slow. You want to be right in the middle.
Is this what's called a rainbow body, George?
The rainbow body is a Buddhist concept, yes, in a sense, yes. It's a mystical state of consciousness which is natural for that culture, particularly the Tibetan Buddhists. What we would consider to be supernatural is a daily way of living for the Tibetan Buddhists.
And so as a healer and with everything that you work with and all this energy, how do you balance being here and being in that power, that spirit at the same time?
Maintenance. You have to. It's literally like a diesel transport, with two trailers following, and you're driving the third aspect of that truck, and staying awake and trained to operate all aspects of that truck, which is this divine vehicle. It can be complicated, but with maintenance and exercise, like you were training to be a bodybuilder, you'll eventually accumulate spiritual muscles, so to speak, through the power of mantra. Mantra is a code of power. It may be associated with a particular deity. If it is, you can't see it, but you are picking up on its vibrational frequencies because they're carried through the universe. The magic word that everybody has received today that I have to share, because it's a part of the process of us all evolving, is Om Ti Jati. That is the cosmic activator of all your spiritual powers. Whatever follows Om Ti Jati will be. So you have to remember to use that word wisely with non-injury. At least you may cause a cosmic 2x4 to fall upon your person if you use it to harm someone. It just comes back on you double, triple, quadruple.
I've been very cognizant of when you first taught me the Om Jati and told me about using your index finger
Hmm.
and how carefully that we needed to be with that because of the power around that
Yes.
and the direction that you can send things or send energy.
Yeah. I don't like to say don't do this and don't do that.
Yeah.
If there's a situation where you can literally harm somebody and not know you've harmed somebody, is to point a finger at them. And the Japanese have studied the fact that when you point the index finger, you are radiating, uh, I think it's micro, it's either ultraviolet or microwave. It's microwave energy, and it can be detrimental to the individual to where they will evacuate the premise wherever you're at. After you've done that, you've literally toasted somebody with the microwave ray. If you've done it in anger, or you're trying to lecture somebody like that, you're just not good karma for you. That person will be healed, of course. Christ will heal them. Their particular aspect of the divine will heal that person. But to not know that you've hurt somebody just because you pointed at them, I think is worth mentioning, don't you?
I
Don't point
do.
at your own self that either.
Well, and that's something that sometimes we do, right? That people will
Oh,
point
yeah.
their finger at their head or something like, "Oh, I can't believe I did that." And even saying that, that I am, and then following it by
The action.
a derogatory name or whatever, it carries so much energy with it.
You remember the Norman Rockwell painting where the teacher, I think, or the grandmother is chastising the kid?
Yes.
She's just wiping him out with microwave energy for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we do things like that we don't know until you learn about the ramifications later. And I don't know who I'm hitting here, somebody over there. Hopefully it's just no, not even a tree. Anyway, how did we get off on that?
I don't know. It was me. I always, a butterfly goes by and I wander. I like to wander. Sorry.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
okay. So you were talking about the points and the different. Can you explain about the clear crystal versus white crystal?
Okay. White crystals are used for healing because they slow the cosmic protons or electrons or neutrons down. The white in a crystal is water, excess molecules of water. The clear are clear because there's no water in them. So the energy just flows through at the speed of light plus through a clear crystal. Not real good for healing. You want to slow the energy down, allow it to soak and work and collect. That's why the Native Americans use the white crystal medicine.
Now, speaking about that, to slow things down, like, can you talk about acclimating to energy? And I know I've heard you talk about taking your time
Yes,
and being gentle with
yes.
yourself as you're acclimating. Would that also go with healing?
Oh boy,
Uh-oh.
we're getting into some deep metaphysics here. Let me surprise everybody, and it's no surprise because you experience it daily. Have you ever felt that you have more than one brain and
Oh,
they
yeah.
were thinking different things? Well, it's true. You have the lower self brain, you have the higher self brain, then you got the holy brain, and they don't usually work together. They're not in in harmony playing the same ball game where they should be consulting and working with each other. Great spirits, of course, within us is always there and open to whatever the higher self or the lower self so asks, particularly when it follows I am. Consider the lower brain. the human self as the I. There's no I am behind it. It's just I, unless you say I am to mean just everything for me. But the I am is the part of you that knows and that is divine, and it's not in the physical brain of the I, and it knows everything has lived forever. And then there's the I am that I am, which is the holy self, located in wherever that crease in the heart is, right here. That whole area from the base of the third chakra down to where the crease of your hands come in is where the Param Atman, the Supreme Self, is located. You as a Supreme Being are right there. That's the one that Christ talked to when he said, "It's the Father in my heart that does all the work." Now, the power may not be in just that statement in English, but if you say that in the Sanskrit, it's a different animal. Om Tijati, Govinda Gopala Premananda, which is Govinda, adult God, Gopala, baby God, bring love and bliss. That's the secret of healing, and with intent.
And when should we use that? What is it called? It's called a mudra, right? When you,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a double heart mudra. Whenever you want to be truly loved.
Oh, that's beautiful. I
Yeah,
love it because it's so much like a hug, isn't it?
yeah, and it's all within you. You're never alone. Great Spirit is always with you. You are a part of Great Spirit, even the human body, the bones, everything. It was made by Greatest Spirit. So everything is divine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay, crystals. You don't need to get a takeout crystal this size. It's way too large to work with. But you can see that it can get that white, and the whiter the better. Sometimes you don't have the opportunity to go crystal digging for yourself to get to get your own medicine crystals. But you just need basically two to start off with a blade. This is my own personal one that's handheld, and my put in.
Oh, yeah.
Now there's two different kinds of put ins. This is the 72 degree. This is the 72-degree slope. You see the horizontal line. Let me do it this way. The
Yeah.
horizontal line, the base of the triangle, is 0. When it goes up this side, it's 144 degrees. This side is 72 degrees. We shorten it by saying 72-degree triangle. But then there's the difference in this one. This is the other one in the family. Let's see. This one is a 70. This is backwards. Let's see if I can show it to you. This is the correct way you need to see this.
Yeah. Now I can see it.
You see how this slopes? It's
Uh-huh.
like a roof on a house.
Yeah.
That's 45 degrees. So there's two angles to a crystal. 72. I can't turn it right. We will have to do close-up cut-ins of this. And 45.
Wow.
This is a 72-degree vibrational crystal related to the 72 degrees of the brain, the location of the brain geometrically on the body. It's a triangulation map of us. The 45-degree crystal, this one here is 45. The roof is like a 45-degree roof in a house. This is more like a steeple in a church. That's 72. The roof, 45 degrees, is also the geometric location of the heart chakra, perfect for amplifying the heart chakra energy.
And how would we do that? What would we do with that?
Number one, knowing is the first thing. Number two is having it on your person. Number three is charging it up with whatever vibrational force field that you wish to charge it up with. And it's as simple as Om Tijati, times 9 to the 72nd power. If you have a crystal by your side, just pick it up and say Om Kijati times 9 to the 72nd power. Doesn't matter which side.
Umtijati times 9 to the 72nd power. Okay.
How's your fingertips feel?
Warm. And I don't know if anybody else can feel it, but my ear, the pressure inside it when you were discussing this is just going. Like I can hear the energy or feel it.
Yes, and we're that good. Pardon it, and this is not correct, but the shamans aren't always correct. But you can hear a gnat picks on cotton 1,000 miles away. That's how good your hearing is. All of our hearing is that good. We just suppress it. Am I hearing things? Am I hearing society cry out? All the atrocities that are going on. Am I hearing society scream and yell with happiness when our quarterbacks run a touchdown? We can hear that good. So don't discount yourself because it could come in handy somewhere down the line. You never know. Even your audio voyance, that audio voyance can save your life or save someone else's life. Your precog situation, some of you have the powers of dream to see and cognize certain situations that will happen in the future or even in the past. If you're so glad to be a reader, the precogs can save people's lives as well. We all have these skills. We may not want to cater to one or the other, but why not have them all in the toolbox and learn them all? And yeah, you have that ability, and don't discount the ringing that you hear in your ears. You can hear mass consciousness moaning this morning from the tragedies that we encountered with the tornadoes last night.
Sure. Yeah.
Don't discount the fact that this is a magnificent sensing machine.
So let's talk about. I know I'm wandering again, but how to protect ourselves from hearing things that we don't want to hear or sensing, because so many of our audience are empaths and sensitives.
Well, first of all, you got to get it out of your head. And the first thing that you can, I'll give you 3 options with that option. There's other options. You go, do rum, do rum, do rum, do rum, do rum, like do rum, do rum, do rum. You know that song?
Drum, drum, drum.
Yeah, it turns the volume down that you're hearing in your head, where you're so concentrated on something that the volume is increasing. You can't stop thinking about it. Well, turn down the volume. Do rum. If that doesn't work, the other one is Ramza, stop.
Ramsa, stop.
Ramza, stop.
Is that with a Z-A? Ramza?
Yeah, Ram, R-A, Ram, Z-A, yes. That doesn't work. If that doesn't work, it's God, 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 please stop, stop, stop.
It's intention, isn't it, sometimes?
It is definitely intention, but if it gets to be a point where you would be detrimental to your physical body, that's when you get to God, 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 let's stop this craziness. You can overcharge yourself. That's the last thing that you want to do, to have all of your super senses online simultaneously. You don't want to do that. You want to do everything slow.
Right. And then with the combination, when we have a combination of different crystals, like I always have my green and my golden crystal. With
Green is your healing stone. That's for self-healing.
this one, the green,
Yes.
the topaz. And then this one is my
Citrine?
Yeah, that's my citrine, and that's for when I need to feel enlightenment, or I've got some guides that have a lot of sparkles
Yes,
that come
knowledge,
forward a lot.
when you need to know everything. And we all have that ability. In fact, we already do know everything. It's just what aspect do we call up?
Yeah, yeah,
As you all will evolve, everybody that's watching this, you guys are going to evolve. And you wouldn't be watching this thing. There's enlightenment is on your doorstep, if not already there.
yeah. That's beautiful. Um, I'm going to let you talk for a minute, and I'm going to stop my camera and run back and close my window because my neighbor is using the vibration of a leaf blower or something right now. So I'll be right back.
We're not hearing it from this end.
Oh, you're not hearing it? Oh,
No,
okay, good. Then I won't stop. So, our
let me do this real quick.
yes, let's do it.
Um, there are, if you're interested in white crystal medicine, from the native shaman's point of view, there are basically 10 stones or 10 platforms of healing tools that you can use. And the first one, see if you can see this, is a plain piece of calcite. It's the only stone in the Cherokee or shaman's medicine bag that's not SiO2, that's not a crystal. It's used to diagnose chakras, and you hold it in your fingertips like I'm holding in my fingertips, and you go over the chakras if you're doing chakra balances. And if you don't feel any energy there, that chakra needs charging up. You start at the base and work up. It'll tell you which chakra needs energies, just from what you're feeling in your fingertips. The energy coming out of the chakra into this crystal, into your fingertips. If you're not feeling any energy, that patient has got issues. So that's why you have this in your medicine bag. The other one you would have in your medicine bag is the grandparent stone. Notice, let's see if I can get it, that it has two ends. It's a triple term, actually. There's a blade, and backwards, there's the blade, and it also has another blade, smaller blade on that end. And then on this end, where are you? There's the
I see.
blade. And on this end, there's the put in. Remember the put in, always in the right hand, horizontal, face the south, come up, hold the breath into where the pain is for that person. Puts in protons, takes out electrons. Again, this is the put in. You know that it's a put in because it has 6 lines that creates the tip. And one more time, there's the takeout.
Okay, and the takeout is white, and the put in is clear.
No, all of them can be from no, all of them should be white.
Okay,
You don't always have access to a pure white crystal as much as you would have access to an absolutely clear crystal. So if you got it partially white and clear, that works. Like these two are partially white and clear. And then all of these inclusions in these crystals slow the energy down, so it can be used as a put-in. But basically, that is the medicine wheel, those 4 crystals that they use for healing. There's other crystals and other shapes, but there are spin-offs of this family of 4.
wow, that's beautiful. Um, so where would we find these? Like, does it matter where you buy them, or should you? Um,
If you if you're going to buy a crystal, take your rubber gloves.
oh,
Do not pick up that crystal that attracts your attention. And it's usually the first one that gets your attention. But who's held that crystal? Okay, and you're looking for the geometric shape that your frequency harmonizes with. So you don't want your frequency all jumbled up with somebody else's frequency. So you take gloves, and then you know that you have to clean your crystal once you get it home if you decide to purchase it. The weirdest thing you got to get through is why the store guy is asking you why are you wearing gloves.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get it home, easiest way to clean it would be to immerse it in salt. The purest way to clean it, as their native tribal members would clear it and clean it, would be to get a forked stick. You stick with a fork in it. When the part, this limb cut off, this limb cut out. So you put the crystal in the fork, put it on the ground to where it gets 30 days of sun, 30 days of moon. After that 30-day period, sun and moon cycle, you have a clean crystal.
I've never heard that before. That's amazing.
That's old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And salt for how long? Is that 24
Well,
hours?
usually 2 to 3 days.
Oh, 2 to 3 days. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Do not put it in wet salt. Never wash your crystals and put them in wet salt because they're porous, and you don't want just regular salt crystals in crystal that would taint your crystal.
So what about leaving them in the sun?
Chances are they can overcharge. They can get too hot and crack. And if you can, then you want to go wash them off, put them in cold water. They'll really crack. They'll fall apart eventually.
Wow.
So even when if you dig your own and clean your own, allow them to cool off naturally. Don't cool off hot crystals that you cooked off the iron oxide and then put them in cold water. You're guaranteed to have rainbow crystals. And then eventually those crystals, those fractions will break. The
Yeah.
crystals fall apart.
And what about like placing our crystals under our pillow at night?
Then you might as well set up a dream journey table for your dream and your dream altar and your destination of where you're going to go in the dream. You are the controller of the energy. You can do your own destination, your own dream journey travel guide, or you can leave it up to the universe. I would think that you might prefer to do your own travel guide, whatever planet or star system you might want to go to. I would prefer that, but that's just me.
That sounds good to me too.
Yeah.
We're getting a little bit of static again. I don't know if is there an adjustment on your iPad there?
Let's go back away from it just a little bit. I can go to that what I did earlier to try to turn the volume down.
I wonder if
we're getting a little hoarse, but that's all right.
Oh, all right. Well, we're getting so much great information. I think I clean it out at the end too.
Sure.
So, what is like? I know that you've studied for years with people, different people.
Mhm.
Oh, Jane says she puts her crystals under her pillow. Like, where are you going from here? What is your mission, your dharma, your purpose with all this?
Well, um, I was supposed to retire at 50, and that didn't work. The Great Spirit said you got to refire, not retire.
Love
So
that.
I'm in the refire mode, which means a continuation of my studying mantras and studying healing. There's spiritual truths and that are not tainted by religion. So I propose the spiritual truths, the scientific truths, spiritually scientific truths versus being a religious preacher. So I'm more of a spiritual researcher as a shaman. If someone needs some healings and I happen to be in the neighborhood, well, I'll help out.
Um, I know you've been really helpful for me, George. Is there um, so when you're working with that energy, what does that feel like for your body
Uh,
as a conduit, or would you call yourself a conduit?
yes and no. Sometimes you become a conduit. This is
Hello.
this is Bedbud. He's our
Oh,
he's our resident shaman kitty.
oh, how
Uh,
cute.
if there's anything that goes on that has to do with shamans, he will show up on the table. Honestly.
I love it. They know, don't they?
Oh, they know.
Yeah.
He is tremendously psychic. In fact, he has a conversation with me every day. He comes, sits on my chest and says, okay, you did okay today. No, you didn't. Good people,
Mm,
treat them with respect.
yeah.
Let's see. What haven't we talked about?
Well, we've kind of pitter pattered around a little bit, which is my way, but uh, um, it's been amazing. Um, so, when did you first start feeling this calling?
In this lifetime, um, it all began out of circumstances with my parents. They were working for the federal government in post Japan era. This top secret stuff that they can't talk about. I never knew what they did. But I was born in Japan during this period, and they got a housekeepers. I had three nannies at 50 cents a nanny a day. So it cost them $1.50 a day to get of what they call script. It was military paper money. And so those were my teachers. All three were Buddhists. So I started in the Buddhist faith, basically. When their tour was up, they came back to the States. They were still doing working for the feds. So my grandparents became my nannies. And my grandmother said, no brown grandson of mine is going to be walking around speaking Japanese all the time. You're going to Paseo Baptist Church and learn English, which happened. And I went to the church school for many moons and I became vastly interested in the works of Christ. How did he do the things that he did? Where where are the answers as to how he did this? I could not find them. And I said, okay, well, the Holy Bible doesn't have the answers. Then I have to search other paths that may have. What's the oldest Bible out there? The Vedas. And it's not
Yeah,
really a Bible. It's a that and plus scientific works. And they're still going through them. They're so vast. And just now giving them recognition, particularly with the presence of our extraterrestrial earthling brothers and sisters,
yeah.
which they've always been, ETEs. It's just not ETs. There are some out there, but most of them are all ETEs,
What is it? ETE.
extraterrestrial earthling.
So, like a hybrid? Would you call that a hybrid?
Yes, we are. Look around.
Right? I know
your,
all my good friends,
your neighbor is an alien.
my kids. Yeah.
Yeah, who knew?
Yeah.
Yeah, we we miss it. We are the aliens. We are extraterrestrial aliens. Those are our ancestors.
Mm.
Some in the present tense of the word, and some from thousands of years in the future, thousands of years in the past. Those that chose to come back, which most of you guys that are watching this decided to come back again. I
Why, oh,
told you
why?
you're going to come back again. I told you.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
The nice thing about it, have patience, everyone. I have written a field guide for human beings to get through their spiritual woes. And it's done. I'm just editing the book now, but it's available. It will be available as a PDF, and eventually we'll put it into what do you call those things? An app,
Audiobook or a book?
an app to where,
Oh, an app.
yeah, to where you have it in your phone. You need it. You need this mantra. You don't have time to go through all the book, but you know the mantra number in your phone app. Just go to the mantra number, and the mantra is there. So that's for all the situations that we have while we're on this planet, there is a mantra that can assist us to a great degree, a minor degree, and to no degree.
Yeah.
Count on all three of those being true. They call it code
Love
3.
that.
Say again?
I said I would love that.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming slowly but surely. I had to, if I had to do it for myself, Great Spirit says, now you had to do it for everybody else, that's suffering. And we can all, in one way or another, relieve someone else's suffering. Better world. It's definitely a better world. Just in having and saying a good word to someone that you may not even know, it's a better world. It all adds up.
It does.
Compassion wins.
Yeah. Yeah. We raise everybody's vibration.
Yeah, exactly. We ought to have a compassion jamboree somewhere. The metro area is becoming such a hot item in terms of events that it would be great to have an angelic, compassionate light worker jamboree.
I'm
Just
writing
one
that
weekend.
down right now.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I love that. I love that, George. That's amazing.
All roads lead to Kansas City,
There you go. There you go. Or wherever you are, right? No
wherever you
time or
are.
space. Yeah. So, did we talk about modalities of healing that you do because you're so
Well, the
knowledge?
basic ones I do is the Native American. Plus, there's a few spin-offs of that. I do acupressure or shiatsu. I do Atlantean healings, which is a very, very, very powerful healing done primarily with crystals, crystal clusters. Let me specify. I do the works. I do the crystal healings that Dr. Frank Alpert wrote in his text. He had a trilogy of texts about Atlantis, which I felt, really compelled to study and find out if they work or not. Some of the stuff doesn't work. Some of it's metaphysical mumbo jumbo and just doesn't work. But some of it does. Some mantras are metaphysical mumbo jumbo, or they don't relate to your frequencies of energies. So you may not have a good first impression with a mantra that you listen to the first time. That's why you need to give at least 2-3 times before you make a final decision whether it can help you or not. Some mantras may take, at least 2 or 3 days before they set in the old system. But the new system, it's an immediate situation to a point where some mantras you do once a month or once a day. One rep, boom, that's all you need.
I
And it
love that.
becomes mantra is medicine, vibrational meds. And know that there's hope for the folks out there with Alzheimer's, dementia, using the vibrational frequency, binaural tones. Look into it, particularly
Okay.
if you have friends and relatives that that are dealing with that and may deal with that in the future.
Yeah.
Or if you're dealing with it, any loss in cognition, check out YouTube because all binaural tones are available on YouTube. 72nd degree tonal frequency for the crown chakra, 81st degree tonal frequency for the higher self, 18th degree, 45th degree, 45 hertz. I want to say hertz, 45 hertz, 72 hertz, 81 hertz, 81 higher self, 72 crown chakra, 45 is heart.
Wow.
And that's in the upper bodies. You have a complementary alpha omega body. So, like your heart chakra in the lower part of your body below the spine is in your knees. The crown chakra, the base of the crown chakra is in your ankles. And the point of the crown chakra goes into the earth. So you have a natural ground. Once there's a system of turning on, there's 12 chakras above the spine, 12 chakras below the spine. New news. It's not new, but it's true. Alpha Omega. That's why we're Alpha and Omega. They just didn't tell us that we had that double power. Wonder why.
Right?
Why did they do that?
Oh, my friend Jane the Seeker, Tara, says I'm in for the jamboree.
Let's do it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, and so all these different modalities that you pull from, I just love that because it's such a vast knowledge. And it's never one thing, is it? It's
No.
lots of things, and sometimes one small thing.
The tricky one is there's two tricky ones, and one aspect of the tricky one is that it's handled by dark forces that are tricky and are causing you to be at disharmony with yourself. Why am I depressed today? How come I don't feel right today? May not be your stuff. Or the other one that's tricky is all of you empaths, you folks that are so sensitive that you feel other people's pain. I'm a child of the violet fires. I'm the purity God desires. I'm releasing all energies other than my own in the violet flame of unconditional love. If you're hearing it ringing in your ears, use that one.
Oh boy, yeah, and so many of us feel that.
Yeah.
So,
that's your powers. Take your powers.
mm-hmm.
If you need help, that's what I do. That's how I feed myself, is teaching how to use your own powers. I'm just a coach. I'm a mouthpiece.
Amazing. And what else? Oh yeah. So where would somebody reach you, George?
Okay. The easiest way to reach me would be to email me at the number 1, followed by TEMP, lowercase, at everestkc.net, EVERESTKC.net. I'm working on a new website. Once we get the book finished, we'll have the website up. In the meantime, once I finish the book, for those of you that have partaken of this little lecture we did today, I'll make that book available to you. But I'll let you know. I'll let Terry know when it's done. It's close. You guys are putting the pressure on me. It's close. I'll get it done. I promise. I'm telling myself that. But for everybody's cognition, writing a book is slow work because there's so many things and you can't put everything in there, because if you're confused, our reader is going to be confused. So you got to really take your time. One famous teacher I had, he said, if you're going to do anything correctly, plan 6 months in advance. And I truly believe that I may need 12.
That's what I've heard too.
Yeah,
Aw. Well,
better to
thank
go slow, slow and steady. We'll get there.
right? And like you said before, being gentle with ourselves when we start with this,
Oh,
or
yes.
or when we're in the process of it, staying gentle.
And take the 6 months to allow yourself to think. Take time to think. I mean, really think, create. We are the creation machines. I was given this black shirt, and it's a nice design. And it took someone with that design mind of clothing to be able to do that. Everything has been designed in a specific geometric pattern, and we have that creative ability to design new things that have never been seen before, particularly guys that are artists. Yeah,
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that creative flow.
yeah, go for it. Part of the jamboree.
Right? Yeah, we'll get some merch out there. Well,
Okay,
George, once again, thank you so much for being here today with us
all
and
righty.
sharing this. And I definitely want to have this as a regular series
Sure,
with you. So let's talk about that, how often you can be here. And uh, I know that there's other people that'll want to hear this. So
sure.
this
First
is,
thing up, I would really love to do with you guys is the uh, full moon forgiveness ceremony, a la American Shaman, and it's an astral trip. So for those of you that have not taken a conscious astral journey, uh, the planet is the purple planet. That's all I'm going to tell you. And we go to that purple planet. I'll tell you a little bit more. We go through it. The golden yellow field is just absolutely wonderful. And we wind up at this the most purple lake that you can imagine, with purple lily blossoms and purple lily pads and purple flowers and all of those good purple things that transmute the negatives in life. So
oh,
if you want to be free of karma, it's a fun journey. Then we get to fly with the eagles too, astrally.
that sounds like all my favorite things rolled into
Yeah,
one.
yeah. The bigger the eagle group, the better. It's
I
a
love that. I
it's a
love that.
it's a flying party for sure.
Yeah. Hi, Trudy. Trudy's just coming in. She channels also. So, well, this has been lovely. Thank you so much, George. And we'll get together again and we'll do the planet and everything else. And this has just been a little taste of all your wisdom. So we surely appreciate it.
Got to end with power. Om Tijati Shakti Chi. Om Tijati Shakti Chi. Om Tijati
Shati,
Shakti
shati,
Chi.
shati. I love that. Okay. Well, namaste, everybody. Thank you for
Yeah.
being here. And I'll go ahead and close this.
See you next time around. For all you vets, we thank you for your service.